Welcome back to Eagles Nest News, your go-to source for everything Philadelphia Eagles as we dive into the early impressions of the 2025 training camp. There's plenty to unpack already, with several players emerging as clear winners and a few others struggling to find their footing. I want to kick things off by reminding everyone to hit that subscribe button. If you're passionate about the birds and want daily content that's insightful, entertaining, and thought-provoking, this is the place to be. Whether I'm behind the microphone or in front of the camera, my goal is to make sure you come away more informed and excited about the team every single day. We're working hard to grow this channel and set the standard for Eagles coverage on YouTube, so your support means the world. Let's keep building this empire together. Now, let's jump right into the training camp winners. The first player who stands out as a big winner so far this camp is rookie linebacker Jihad Campbell. This young man has been an absolute revelation, and looks like he might have been one of the best draft steals of this offseason. A true diamond in the rough that General Manager Howie Roseman managed to scoop up late in the first round. Not many expected Campbell to even be healthy enough to start camp, and Big Fanu even mentioned that just last week. However, the latest updates confirmed he was medically cleared after rehabbing a labrum injury in his shoulder, and he's not just back, he's thriving. Day after day, Campbell has been a force on defense. When the first team got a chance to take the field, especially on this particular Tuesday, July 29th, Campbell lined up with the starters in place of Zach Bond, who was sidelined with an injury. Campbell was alongside Jeremiah Trider Jr., and his play was electrifying. From the perimeter, he made a critical tackle on a Saquon Barkley run, showing his instincts and tackling ability. He was also alert in coverage, sniffing out a short pass to Dallas Goedert and laying a punishing hit that sent a message. One-on-one, Campbell showcased the kind of athleticism and tenacity that linebackers dream of, matching up well even against some of the league's most elusive backs. This was especially impressive given that just the day before, he struggled in similar drills. But what I appreciate most about Campbell is his length, speed, and closing ability, traits that fans and scouts alike drooled over when he was coming out of Alabama. These physical gifts have translated well to the professional level, and if he continues to develop at this pace, he's going to be a key piece for Vic Fangio's defense throughout the 2025 season. With the Eagles' season opener against the Dallas Cowboys less than 2 months away, it's exciting to think that this rookie could make an immediate impact. Moving on to our second winner of training camp so far, second-year cornerback Quinton Mitchell. Since A.J. Brown's arrival in Philadelphia, it's been a common theme that no one has been able to contain him in one-on-one coverage. Whether in drills or in full scrimmage settings like 1-1-0 and 1-1, or 7-on-7, but Mitchell has emerged as the lone defender so far, able to hold his own against Brown. Their matchups have been nothing short of elite competition, a true battle of top-tier talent. What makes this even more impressive is that Mitchell has shown versatility, effectively covering Brown both as a right corner and on the left side. Last year, as a rookie, Mitchell was primarily a right side corner, playing over 800 snaps in that role, and he proved himself as one of the top young corners in the league, with an impressive number of pass breakups, echoing the production he had at Toledo. He's fast, quick, and physical, the full package for a corner tasked with shadowing the NFL's best receivers. Having a player like Mitchell who can flip sides gives Vic Fangio a lot more flexibility in defensive schemes and matchups. And while A.J. Brown has had his moments against Mitchell, the cornerback's interception of Jalen Hurts along the sideline during practice was a highlight, and proof that he's playing at a high level. Alongside him, another young defensive star is Moro Jomo, who's quietly having a breakout camp. Jomo, only in his third year, is stepping into big shoes as the Eagles look to replace Milton Williams. The comparisons are already being made, and I wouldn't be surprised if Jomo ends up having a better season in 2025 than Williams did in 2024 before signing a lucrative deal with the New England Patriots. Jomo's rise has been impressive considering his relative youth and experience, and he's been disruptive against both the run and the pass, getting consistent pressure on quarterbacks and making key tackles in the backfield. He's fully aware of the role he's being asked to fill and is embracing the challenge. This kind of internal development is exactly what Roseman's draft strategy aims for, finding players who can grow into stars and keep the Eagles competitive, even as veterans depart. Speaking of pass rushers, Jay Hunt is another name you need to keep on your radar as a big winner in camp. Hunt, only in his second year, is already drawing high praise from teammates and coaches alike. Eagles tackle Jordan Mailata, a second-team All-Pro last year and one of the best pass blockers in the league, went so far as to compare Hunt to Micah Parsons of the Dallas Cowboys, an elite, game-changing edge rusher. That's a massive compliment coming from a player who routinely faces some of the league's best pass rushers in practice. Hunt's blend of quickness, burst, and football instincts is why Howie Roseman didn't feel the need to make a splash signing for a veteran defensive end in free agency. He's confident Hunt and Nolan Smith will develop into the cornerstone of the Eagles' pass rush. Hunt's story is also compelling. He began his college career as a safety at Cornell before transferring to Houston Baptist and switching to edge rusher despite being new to the position. His natural talent and work ethic have propelled him quickly. Mailata's comments really highlight how much potential Hunt has to be a star in this league, and it will be fascinating to watch him develop alongside Nolan Smith. A.J. Brown is, of course, one of the biggest winners on offense as he continues to dominate. Despite facing some of the best coverage in the NFL, he's been unstoppable at times, showing why the Eagles traded heavily to bring him in. The coaching staff has also been encouraged by the health and progress of A.J. Dillon, who missed all of last season due to a neck injury. Dillon brings a unique physicality to the Eagles' backfield, weighing in around 145 to 250 pounds, and adds a downhill, powerful running style that complements the speed and elusiveness of Jalen Hurts and Saquon Barkley. This kind of bruising back can be a huge asset in short yardage and tough situations, a role similar to what Blount played on the Eagles' Super Bowl team in 2017. Jalen Hurts himself has cooled off a bit in recent practices, but was absolutely on fire before that, completing nearly 97% of his passes and showing remarkable efficiency and decision-making despite adjusting to a new offensive coordinator and new schemes. His ability to avoid turnovers, only one interception thrown so far, is a promising sign for the offense's future. Another player who's catching attention this camp is Jordan Davis, especially after some off-season weight loss that should improve his leverage and flexibility. Vic Fangio expressed optimism about Davis's potential to have a breakout season, which could make a big difference in the Eagles' defensive front. McFangio also highlighted the football intelligence of MC Williams, who, despite his smaller stature at 5 feet 10, has made impressive plays, such as a key pass breakup in the end zone against Johnny Wilson. Williams looks poised to contribute as a backup slot corner behind Crane, and his instincts and timing have stood out so far. One of the most surprising stories of training camp has been the emergence of wide receiver Elijah Cooks. Coming into camp as an undrafted free agent from San Jose State, Cooks wasn't expected to make much noise. His previous stint with the Jacksonville Jaguars didn't yield much success, but in Philly, he's been making highlight-worthy plays day after day in practice. With the Eagles likely to carry 6 wide receivers on the 53-man roster, Cooks could very well earn a spot thanks to his consistency and playmaking ability, surprising many who doubted his chances. On the coaching side, Jeff Stoutland recently honored offensive lineman Tyler Steen with the Dr. Z Award, a testament to Steen's hard work and technical improvement. Stoutland praised Steen for executing key techniques and contributing to a strong practice, highlighting his growth after recovering from injury. Although I won't call Steen a winner just yet, today's practice was definitely a step in the right direction for him. Jeremiah Trotter Jr. has also quietly made a case for himself as a winner in camp, playing alongside Zach Bonwith, the first team when Campbell isn't on the field. Trotter has impressed with his football IQ and instincts. He's not the most athletic player on the roster, but his cerebral approach has allowed him to make plays and stay involved. Injury updates are always important to track, and Nico Dean's recovery from a torn patellar tendon has been ahead of schedule, although he's still months away from returning to full action. Seeing him pull the sled and work hard in rehab is encouraging news for the Eagles' defense. If you're excited for the season ahead, go ahead and smash that thumbs up button to let me know. We live for Eagles football around here, and there's nothing like the energy of training camp to get the juices flowing. Before wrapping up this segment, I want to shout out a great deal from our friends at Fanatics, a limited time sale on the Eagles cutoff hoodie. Originally $55, it's now just $33. So be sure to check out the link below to grab yours and rep the Eagles in style this season. On the flip side, not every player has had a smooth camp. Johnny Wilson, drafted last year out of Florida State, has struggled to live up to expectations. Despite his imposing size at 6 feet 6, nearly 130 pounds, and his physical dominance in college, Wilson's drop issues and inconsistency have persisted. He's been targeted sparingly, but has dropped too many opportunities, including a crucial drop in the Super Bowl. This kind of performance can't continue if he hopes to secure a spot on the roster, especially with other receivers like Terrace, Marshall, Danny Gray, and Elijah Cooks outplaying him in camp. The Eagles are known for developing talent, but Wilson needs to show more to avoid being cut. Ainias Smith, a 5th-round pick in 2024, has also been largely silent through camp. While he has some short area quickness and a bit of wiggle, his speed is a concern, running a 4.5 40-yard dash, which limits his ceiling as a wide receiver at the NFL level. He's mostly been used in motion and hasn't made a significant impact so far. Like Wilson, he needs to elevate his game quickly. Another name struggling to gain traction is Key Ringo, entering camp with a real chance to lock down the starting outside corner spot. Opposite Quinton Mitchell, Ringo has yet to pull away from Adoree Jackson, who is competing for the same role. Neither has been able to separate themselves decisively, and the coaching staff remains unsure. Vic Fangio has noted that Jackson hasn't yet proven himself, despite previous interest from other teams, meaning the competition remains wide open. Finally, Kyle McCord has faced challenges at quarterback, a 6th-round pick. McCord showed flashes last year with Syracuse, including accuracy and poise in the pocket. However, recently, Dorian Thompson-Robinson has been outplaying him in practice, showcasing more athleticism and dual-threat ability. The Eagles face a tough decision regarding the QB3 role behind starter Jalen Hurts and backup Saquon Barkley, and McCord is currently fighting to keep his spot. So, as camp rolls on, the Eagles' roster battles are fierce. Some players have clearly risen above the fray, showing they belong at the next level, while others are in danger of being left behind. The future looks bright with young talent like Campbell, Mitchell, Jomo, and Hunt stepping up. But the veterans and new faces must keep proving themselves. That's all for this detailed update on the early winners and losers of Eagles training camp. If you enjoyed this deep dive, please subscribe and ring the notification bell. I'll be back soon with more updates, player interviews, and breakdowns as the team inches closer to the 2025 season opener. As we continue to delve deeper into the unfolding narrative of the Philadelphia Eagles 2025 training camp, it becomes clear that the intensity of competition on every level is unlike anything we've seen in recent years. The stakes are high, the roster battles are fierce, and the atmosphere is electric with anticipation as players push themselves to their absolute limits in hopes of carving out a spot on this championship contending team. While the first part of our discussion focused heavily on the players who have stood out as clear winners and those struggling to find their footing, it's essential now to analyze the nuances that are shaping this camp. The subtle battles, the coaching philosophies in action, and the evolving identity of this Eagles squad under the steady guidance of head coach Nick Sirianni and defensive mastermind Vic Fangio. One of the key themes emerging this camp is the balance between youth and experience, a delicate dance the Eagles front office has intentionally orchestrated, with a core of proven veterans who have hoisted trophies and endured the grind of the NFL, combined with a wave of exciting young talent, hungry to make their mark. The energy within the locker room is both respectful and fiercely competitive. This blend ensures that while rookies and second-year players are eager to show they belong, the veterans are equally motivated to remind everyone why they're indispensable. This dynamic was palpable during a recent walkthrough session, where seasoned players took it upon themselves to mentor the newcomers, offering advice on everything from route running precision to mental preparation for game day. These moments, often unseen by fans, are critical to building a cohesive unit that can sustain success through the inevitable ups and downs of a long NFL season. Taking a closer look at the offensive line, this group continues to be a major storyline. This camp, the Eagles have long been proud of their trenches, with stalwarts like Jordan Mailata anchoring the unit. Yet, the line is evolving, and young players like Tyler Steen are stepping into more prominent roles. Steen's journey from a late-round pick recovering from injury to a potential starting guard has been one of perseverance and hard work. Offensive line coach Jeff Stoutland has repeatedly praised Steen's improved footwork, hand placement, and understanding of complex blocking schemes. The chemistry developing among the linemen is a significant factor in the early success of the offense, especially in protecting the quarterback and opening lanes for the running game. The backfield, featuring the bruising A.J. Dillon and the dynamic Saquon Barkley, depends heavily on these efforts. It's also worth noting that the line's versatility has increased, with players like Steen and veteran backups cross-training to handle multiple positions, providing the coaching staff with more options to adjust to injuries or strategic shifts during the season. On the defensive side, Vic Fangio's scheme is coming into sharper focus. Known for his complexity and emphasis on versatility, Fangio has been implementing multiple fronts and disguising coverages in ways that keep opposing offenses guessing. One of the critical advantages of this system is its reliance on players who can think quickly and adapt on the fly, traits that rookies like Giad Campbell and second-year stars like Quinton Mitchell have demonstrated in abundance. The linebacker group, traditionally a strength for the Eagles, has embraced this approach wholeheartedly. These defenders are not just tasked with traditional run-stopping duties. They are expected to cover tight ends, slot receivers, and even blitz with precise timing. The physical conditioning and football IQ required are immense, which is why Campbell's rapid rise has been so impressive. His ability to digest complex play calls and execute them flawlessly stands out even among seasoned veterans. Meanwhile, Jeremiah Trotter Jr., though less flashy, provides a steadying presence that often goes unnoticed but is critical for overall defensive cohesion. Special teams also deserve attention in this phase of camp. Though often overshadowed by offensive and defensive battles, special teams units can be the difference between winning and losing close games. The Eagles have invested in several players who excel in this phase, including some younger guys fighting for roster spots by showing hustle, tackling ability, and reliable hands on punt and kickoff returns. Coaches are emphasizing discipline and situational awareness here, ensuring that mistakes are minimized and opportunities maximized. For example, punt coverage units have been drilled extensively to avoid giving up big returns, a problem that plagued the team last season. Meanwhile, returners like Jalen Hurts are working not only on vision and speed but also on ball security, a focus that paid dividends late last year. The cumulative effect of these details is something that could give the Eagles a tangible edge over opponents in tight contests. The quarterback room has been one of the more intriguing subplots of camp. While Jalen Hurts remains the unquestioned starter, the competition for backup roles has intensified. Dorian Thompson-Robinson has shown flashes of dual-threat potential that excite the coaching staff, particularly with his ability to extend plays outside the pocket and keep defenses honest. His mobility adds a dimension that McCord, the sixth-round pick from Syracuse, has yet to consistently demonstrate in practice. McCord's accuracy and pocket presence have been strengths, but his inability to consistently read defenses and make quick decisions under pressure has given coaches pause. This battle is more than just about talent. It's about fit within the system and the potential for development. The Eagles need a reliable no to who can step in seamlessly if Hurts gets injured, making this competition highly consequential. It's also a reminder of the ever-present reality in the NFL that no roster spot is guaranteed, regardless of draft position or prior reputation. Turning to the wide receiver corps, this group is deep and competitive, but not without its challenges. A.J. Brown's dominant presence has raised expectations, but his ability to stay healthy and consistent will be key. The supporting cast, featuring players like Terrace Marshall and Elijah Cooks, adds intriguing layers to the offense. Cooks, in particular, has defied expectations as an undrafted free agent, earning rave reviews for his route running and ability to find soft spots in coverage. He's become a favorite target for Hurts in practice, demonstrating reliable hands and quick adjustments to contested balls. Marshall brings a different skill set, more physical and aggressive, often used in short yardage situations and as a red zone threat. Their development will be crucial in helping the Eagles avoid becoming too one-dimensional and allowing the offense to maintain balance and unpredictability. Unfortunately, the wide receiver group also has some who have struggled to meet expectations. Johnny Wilson, with his imposing frame and potential, has yet to consistently translate his college success to the professional level. His drops and occasional lack of focus in practice have raised concerns among the coaching staff. With so many talented receivers vying for limited spots, Wilson's place on the roster is far from guaranteed if he cannot turn things around quickly. Similarly, Ainias Smith's speed limitations have relegated him to a more specialized role in motion and gadget plays, but without a significant uptick in production. His future remains uncertain. The battle for the final wide receiver spots will be a critical one as the preseason progresses. defensive backs outside of Mitchell are also part of a heated competition. Key Ringo, who was projected by some analysts to secure the starting outside corner role, has yet to distinguish himself from Adoree Jackson, who is also vying for the spot. Neither has managed to separate themselves consistently, leading to questions about whether one will be cut or if Fangio will continue to rotate them early in the season. Meanwhile, slot corner MC Williams has impressed in a backup role, showing a knack for timely breakups and solid tackling despite his smaller stature. His football instincts are a valuable asset, especially when covering quick, shifty slot receivers. The Eagles' defensive backfield will likely feature a mix of veterans and young players, but the pressure to perform is immense given the league's passing-centric nature. In terms of injuries, the Eagles have generally been fortunate this camp, but the notable exception remains Nico Dean, who continues his long road to recovery from a torn patellar tendon. While Dean is still months away from returning to full contact, seeing him engaged in sled work and strength conditioning has been encouraging for fans, hoping to see him back at full strength. His presence on the defensive line was missed last season, and his eventual return will add depth and power to the front seven. The coaching staff has been relentless in pushing players to their limits, emphasizing the importance of mental toughness, situational awareness, and relentless effort. Head coach Nick Sirianni's philosophy of next man up resonates throughout the organization, fostering a culture where every player feels valued, but understands that performance dictates opportunity. This mindset has created a camp atmosphere that is both supportive and fiercely competitive, and it's clear the players have bought in. The emphasis on attention to detail, whether it's mastering blocking schemes, understanding defensive coverages, or executing special teams assignments, is what separates good teams from championship teams. The Eagles' goal remains clear: to not just make the playoffs, but to make a deep run and contend for another Super Bowl. As the preseason approaches, the evaluation process will accelerate, and roster decisions will become increasingly difficult. With so many talented players competing for limited spots, coaches must weigh current performance against potential, consistency against flashes of brilliance, and physical tools against football intelligence. For fans, this time of year is filled with excitement and uncertainty, as hopeful players rise to the occasion or falter under the pressure. Eagles Nest News will be right here covering every development, every surprise, and every headline. If you've enjoyed this in-depth look at the nuances of the Eagles training camp and want more content like this, be sure to subscribe, hit the notification bell, and drop your thoughts in the comments below. Your engagement helps grow the community and ensures you don't miss any updates. As we inch closer to kickoff, whether it's breaking down individual player performances, analyzing coaching decisions, or previewing upcoming games, Eagles Nest News is your home for all things Philadelphia Eagles. Before we continue, don't forget to subscribe to our channel and give this video a like. Your support helps us keep delivering the latest updates on our Philadelphia Eagles, and don't be shy, share your thoughts on the news in the comments below. Philadelphia is no stranger to controversy, especially when it comes to its beloved Eagles. But the latest whispers swirling through the NFL rumor mill aren't about trades, injuries, or locker room drama. They're about a voice. And not just any voice, the voice that has narrated some of the most iconic moments in sports over the past decades. Yes, we're talking about Joe Buck. During a recent segment on a national broadcast, Buck, known for his calm demeanor and polished delivery, seemed to let slip a few remarks that Eagles fans are calling condescending, dismissive, and in some cases, outright disrespectful. The target, the Philadelphia Eagles. The reaction? Let's just say the city of brotherly love isn't feeling particularly brotherly right now. While Buck didn't name names or fire any overt shots, it was the tone, the phrasing, and perhaps the subtle smirk that got everyone talking. During a discussion about NFC contenders this season, Buck remarked that some teams have a tendency to collapse under pressure, especially those that rely more on hype than actual grit. A vague comment until he added, with what some interpret as a knowing glance, "You can be loud and still not be tough." Social media erupted almost instantly. Within minutes, fans were dissecting his words like forensic experts. Did he mean the Eagles? Was he calling out Jalen Hurts and company? Or was this just Buck being Buck, cryptic, opinionated, and slightly provocative? To be fair, Joe Buck has always had a complicated relationship with the Philadelphia fanbase. Some see him as biased, others just think he doesn't get the city. There's a long-standing perception among Eagles faithful that Buck, much like other national voices, views Philly as an emotional, overly intense market that leans into drama. Whether that perception is fair or not, it has only been fueled by moments like this. Eagles fans, never ones to back down from a fight, took to forums, podcasts, and airwaves to fire back. WIP radio in Philadelphia dedicated nearly an hour of airtime to the Bucs snub, with callers passionately defending the team and calling for Buck to be banned from future Eagles broadcasts. "He's always had it out for us," one fan claimed. "It's not even hidden anymore. He can't stand when we win, of course." Buck hasn't issued any kind of clarification, and he likely won't. He's a seasoned broadcaster who knows how to dance on the edge of controversy without ever falling in. That's part of what makes this situation so tricky. Was it just an offhand comment? Or was it a thinly veiled jab aimed straight at Lincoln Financial Field? Sources close to Buck say the broadcaster was simply making a broad point about mental toughness in the postseason, not singling out any team in particular. But insiders in the sports media world suggest otherwise. "Joe doesn't say anything by accident," said one anonymous producer who's worked with Buck for years. "He's calculated. If he said it, he meant for people to hear it and to wonder about it." And that's exactly what's happening now, with training camp heating up and expectations sky high for the Eagles this season. The last thing they needed was a public feud with one of football's most recognizable narrators. But maybe that's exactly what the team thrives on: doubt, criticism, and a sense of being underestimated. It wouldn't be the first time. Remember 2017? The underdog masks, the nobody believes in us energy. Philadelphia practically invented the idea of turning slights into motivation. And if Joe Buck's comments, intentional or not, have given this year's squad something extra to play for, then so be it. Behind closed doors, team sources have remained tight-lipped. No players have commented publicly, and the organization has made no official statement. But don't think for a second they haven't heard the noise. Eagles locker rooms are among the most tuned in the league. You don't throw shade at this team, subtly or otherwise, and expect it to go unnoticed. So what happens next? Probably nothing. Officially, at least. Buck will keep calling games. The Eagles will keep preparing, but somewhere deep in the heart of that locker room, someone probably has that quote, or at least a paraphrase of it, printed out and taped to a wall. Because that's how this team works, real or imagined. Slights become fuel, and Joe Buck, he'll go on being Joe Buck, smooth, smart, and slightly smug, maybe with just a touch more caution when the Eagles are on the field, unless, of course, that's exactly what he wants. Because in the world of sports media, sometimes the story isn't what was said, it's what wasn't. That's it for this update. If you enjoyed the video and want to stay updated with exclusive news about our Philadelphia Eagles, be sure to subscribe to our channel and hit that like button. We can't wait to hear your thoughts in the comments. See you in the next video.